Hello, it's Weekend Handicapper from weekendhandicapper.com. In this video, we're going to discuss and analyze the 2019 Preakness Stakes at Pimlico. We'll go horse by horse, and at the very end, I'll give you my picks and some horses to consider and some horses to bet. So let's get right with it. Number one, War of Will. It was a large part of the story in the 2019 Kentucky Derby. Had a horrible trip. Almost fell down. Thank goodness it didn't, because that would have been a disaster for the sport of horse racing on that stage if that would have happened. But this horse had a lot of trouble, to say the least, so let's throw that last race out. I thought the horse did really well coming from the one post in the Kentucky Derby, a dreadful, usually a horrible post to start from in the Kentucky Derby. So let's throw out the Kentucky Derby because it encountered some traffic trouble. I love this post position, inside post at Pimlico in this race. I love its early running style. That kind of running style should be ideal for the Preakness. Certainly, right off the bat, we have a major contender in War of Will, and it's been working out really good. So that's another factor to consider. So if it came out of the Derby unscathed, I got to trust trainer Mark Cassie. He certainly knows what he's doing. He wouldn't have this horse in this race if he didn't feel like it could compete. So all signs point to War of Will being a major contender. Number two, Bourbon Trail. One of the best closers, in my opinion, in this race. Should be considered underneath for your exactas, trifectas, superfectas, has some class. So it's certainly maybe not a win contender, unless you think there's a lot of pace in this race, that the closers are going to end up mowing them down at the end. But certainly for your exotics, include Bourbon War. Number three, Warriors Charge. Trainer Brad Cox has two horses in here, and he's always a dangerous trainer. Got to respect that man. To me, I think Warriors Charge has to drastically improve, though, to compete here. But it can happen. Number four, Improbable, one of my picks for the Derby. Again, that was a catastrophe as far as horrible trips go. So I'm willing to give Improbable another chance. It's your morning line favorite. I think it was the favorite in the Kentucky Derby. Bob Baffert has owned the Preakness. My gosh, he's tied for the most wins, Preakness victories, with his performance in the Preakness. So he knows what he's doing. He gets his horses ready for the Preakness, certainly. And now he's got Mike Smith on board, which is a big race rider, money, Mike Smith. So those connections alone make this a legitimate shot. Again, throw out the Derby. But Improbable always comes close. Always comes close. But will he finally get it done? I think he's certainly a contender. That's why he's your morning line favorite. Don't have all the faith in the world in Improbable the horse, but his connections I do. So let's go on to number five, Owendale. Another Brad Cox horse. Made an improvement to win the Lexington, which was a grade 3 race. He could keep trending up, so another improvement might be in store. And if so, you get a good price on number five, Owendale. And number six, Market King. Here's the early speed horse. The long shot is super long shot. If that early speed, if it could get out by itself, which I don't think it will, because there's some other early speed too, and I don't think that horse is good enough to keep everybody else at bay. But if you want to gamble on that angle, then you're going to get a great price. It's morning line 30 to 1. But I don't think it's going to get a loose lead. Now, I have in the Preakness before, 2013 with Oxbow, I think it was 2013, I was able to capitalize on that angle, so it can happen. But Oxbow, I think, was a better horse than this number six, Market King. Number seven, Always Mining. So this is a local Maryland horse that's on a 6-race win streak. But can it compete or contend or compete with these contenders in this race? It's possible. It's been working out okay. And maybe it's worth the gamble. Maybe so. Number 8, Signal Man, 30 to 1. Long shot, morning line 31. Long shot, whose early speed might be a good asset for it. But again, I think this race has other horses, classier horses with early speed. Number 9, Bodie Express. I have a soft spot in for this horse for a couple of reasons. One, it helped me win a really nice exacta, $258, $259 for $1, I think the payout was, in the Florida Derby, second behind Maximum Security. So I have a soft spot for Bodie Express, and that coupled with, if anybody watched the Derby, that poor horse, my gosh, you talking about getting shuffled back, it had to put all the brakes and it drifted back big time. So throw out the Derby. It's a long shot again, but my gosh, who knows? It looks like it had a shot in the Derby to finish way up there before it encountered that traffic trouble. So yeah, we're going to take another shot again with Bodie Express, number 9. Number 10, Everfast. I'm not sure why this horse, Dale Romans entered this horse in this race. I guess just have a puncher's shot at winning, but I don't see it happening. So number 10 to me, Everfast, is fast, going into the Everfast of the throwout horses. Usually when I say something like that, that horse ends up winning, but I feel confident that I can leave Everfast, number 10, off my tickets. Number 11, Laughing Fox, 20-1 morning line. It's a closer. Maybe if you want to use it underneath in your exactas, trifectas, superfectas, go ahead. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's for sure. Number 12, another Twist of Fate. Man, this is an interesting horse. To me, I think this one might play a factor as far as the new shooters go. It's been working out all right. Definitely in your exactas, trifectas, and superfectas. You might want to definitely include number 12, another Twist of Fate. And number 13 is Win, 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 a closer that can probably get a piece of your exotic tickets. So like all races, like a lot of races that you'll handicap throughout the year, you want to pick, or you want to kind of determine the pace of the race, the shape of the race shape they call it. To me, you have a nice little mixture. You have a lot of these mid-pack horses that are not going to be on the lead or leading everybody, but kind of holding back, which is ideal for the Preakness. But then you got some horses that are good closers. Right? So you got to kind of figure out how that's going to play out. What horses are good enough to maintain early speed, or what horses are good enough to close in to the ones that are up front. So it's always a factor in horse racing, and especially in this race because you got a nice mixture. But if you watch my other video, the general video overview of what it takes to win the Preakness, typically, you'll learn, well, watch the video, but some of the things you'll learn would be usually favorites or low price horses under 4-1 win the Preakness typically. And usually horses that are up near the lead, right off the pace, win the Preakness. So that's some things to consider. So when I'm picking my horses for the 2019 Preakness, I'm gonna go with War Wheel, number 1. I think this horse, I kind of liked him in the Derby. I didn't bet him in the Derby because he was in the one post. He's in the one post today at Pimlico in the Preakness, but that's a whole different ballgame. But I kind of liked War Will, and I would have used him if he wasn't in the one post in the Kentucky Derby. Throw out that last race, Kentucky Derby. I like his early speed. I like the way he's working out. I think might be sitting on a big race. And I also like number 4, Improbable. I got to give this horse another shot. Like I said earlier, I'm not that enthused about it, don't have that much faith in him, but I got a lot of faith when it comes to Bob Baffert and Mike Smith at the Preakness. I think this horse is going to close in at the end or be right off the pace, throw out the Kentucky Derby. And I think it's either number 1 or number 4. Number 1, War Will, number 4, Improbable should be your win bets. I don't have much faith in any other horses having a chance. Do other horses can other horses win? Of course, it's horse racing, it's gambling. But from a handicapping perspective, I think number 1, War Will, or number 4, Improbable, will be the 2 most logical ones that will probably win the Preakness. If you want to get fancy, again, watch my video about the Preakness tips and strategies to win the Preakness. You don't want to get too cute in the Preakness, in my opinion, so keep it simple. Keep those tickets slim, not too many combinations. I don't like boxing 2 logical horses or 2 favorites, 2 low price horses. If you want to box 1 and 4, you can, because I'm pretty confident in them, but it might not pay that much. So always, when you're playing doubles, when you're playing exactas, always check those probables before you bet. You want to get good value for your money. Some other good exactas that will probably pay more would be this. So 1 and 4 in the number 1 position. So you need 1 or 4 to win, right? Then you want the number 2, Bourbon Moor, the number 7, the number 9, Bodie Express, the number 12, Another Twist of Fate, and number 13, Win, Win, Win below. So that means you want 1 and 4 over the 2, 7, 9, 12, 13. Check those payouts. Hopefully some of those will pay. But I feel pretty good about War Will, number 1, and number 4, Improbable as win bets. And if you want to get fancy, the 2, 7, 9, 12, 13 underneath. As always, happy handicapping, smart wagering. Hope you have fun at the Preakness and win some money. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit that notification button so you can get all the latest videos. And like I said, until next time, happy handicapping, smart wagering.